I was muted. I was muted. What's going on, you guys? EV Crypto. I'm out here live on the balcony of Santo Domingo. We're going to talk a little bit about the crypto billionaires being disappearing. I don't have the best lighting or the best sound right here, but bear with me because we're going to talk about a few things that's coming into 2023 that I really am very passionate about focusing on for everyone. Now, the Family Cash Machine is doing a lot of revamping right now. What we're doing, we're adding corporate credit, we're adding business credit, Dun & Brad, Experian trade lines, shelf corporations, and soon we're going to be also adding, on top of crypto training, we're going to be adding trust funds. Because the whole purpose of the Family Cash Machine, we started this journey 5 or 6 years ago, and we saw the cryptocurrency being a huge, huge, huge opportunity for a lot of people to make a lot of money, and I was right. Okay, now I got to remind you guys this all the time. I'm the first Black man or person, period, from the city of Compton doing Bitcoin videos on YouTube. And for me, that's very important because although I don't live in Compton now, I'm actually living in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, but I bought my first house in what they call Black Beverly Hills in California, Blown Hills. But again, I am from the root of Compton, California. That's where I come from, EB from Compton. And I am a visionary. I am an entrepreneur from the time I was 13 years old. I've been an entrepreneur. I worked maybe 1 or 2 jobs my entire life. And I put 3 kids through college. I've lived a great life. I had $1 million properties, owned over 30 properties. You know, I've done the most in my life. And I'm very, very excited now, not just about me, but to teach and train other people, not just about how to get some money. Because you young kids out there in the 20s and 30s, most of you guys just want to make money and get the bag. But it's more important to keep the bag. How do you preserve the bag? How do you create generational wealth? This is what we are about in the Family Cash Machine. So we want to have all the tools here on the Family Cash Machine website, on our courses, to be able to not just give you financial education. Like a lot of people say, oh, this is financial education. No, we want to give you guys the elite information that multimillionaires get, and they don't teach you in school, but it's passed around and circulated within their circles or within their families. This is the information we want you guys to have. Trust funds, 508Cs, not the 501s, but the 508s. We want you guys to learn about cryptocurrency, being anonymous, how to be able to create your own wealth undisrupted and without anybody being able to confiscate your wealth, and to be able to understand assets and value, not just money. So this is what we're about. And of course, corporations, because most of your UCC codes, universal commercial codes, are based on corporations. And even your social security and your birth certificate, all that stuff is based on bonds and corporations and business type stuff. So we want to take your mindset to another level. Now, I wanted to briefly talk about these billionaires coming up dead. There's a lot of people who have suspicions that they're being killed. And I do know that they did kill John McAfee. Who did it? We don't know. I have a suspicion that Timothy C. May, who was one of the founders of the cypherpunk email list, where the from cryptocurrency came from, he mysteriously died, in my opinion. So the whole purpose of crypto is to be anonymous. How do we even know you're a crypto billionaire? For one. So with the Family Cash Machine courses, we're focusing more on decentralized mindset. We're focusing more on anonymity. We're focusing more on economic freedom, meaning being able to move your transact funds and to develop wealth and be discreet about it. You know, that's really the whole premise of what cryptocurrency was invented for. So we saw when we started the Family Cash Machine courses, the average person didn't understand money, for one. You guys know how to spend money. You know what it's used for. But do you understand value? Do you understand medium of exchanges? Do you understand the 5 or 6 characteristics that define money versus the 6 characteristics that define money, but the 5 characteristics, let me repeat myself. The 5 characteristics that describe currency, and then there are 6 characteristics that describe money. There's two differences, but there's 5 characteristics in currency that are the same 5 in money. But there's one extra thing that differentiates money, real money, from currency, and that is a store of value. You don't have that with any fiat currency on this planet. Every currency right now on this planet is hyperinflating at the same time. Okay? So 2023 is going to be a very, 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 very interesting year because we have this thing called BRICS. You got Brazil, you got Russia, you got India, you got China, and South Africa. 5 of the top industrial countries, economic countries in the world have come together to disrupt the United States dollar, which is the dominant dollar in the world, which all the economies are based on. But now we got a shift going on in power. But not only do we have a shift going on in power, we have civil unrest all over the world now. If you guys look in Britain, if you guys look in UK, you look in Belgium, you look in Greece, you look in France, Italy, there's disruptions all over. People are upset about inflation. They're upset about the fact that they're not making enough money to cover the expenses of the everyday life. It's a huge problem. And it's all because of the fiat currency has no store of value. That's why when I say we teach money, we teach it a little differently than everybody else teach it. We teach you guys a real definition of money and really how to not have all of your wealth in money, have your wealth in assets, something that appreciates in value, and understand value more than just fiat currencies. Because for some reason, they're teaching everyone in the world that fiat currency is money, and it's not. It's currency. It's a big difference. So you want to take the Family Cash Machine cryptocurrency courses. It's called the Cryptocurrency College, so you can start learning more about money, learning about wealth, and learning how to utilize the tools that you need to start generating your family into a situation where not only are you financially secure, but you're perpetuating for the next generation and the next generation more and more and more value. Remember I said value, I didn't say money, value. So that's what it's about. And so these billionaires coming up missing, my first question is, how do we know they're billionaires? See, so a lot of people came into the cryptocurrency industry looking at it as pretty much a stock. And so, or like a stock market, you know, up and down, buy and sell. And it is in a sense, but it's more about information. It's more about security. It's more about anonymity. It's more about financial freedom. It's more about controlling your own banking, pretty much. Because right now, you know, I have about 5 or 6 different credit cards or different online ways to send money because every bank now has limits on how much you can send. And it's a huge problem to a businessman like myself, who all of my income basically is based on transactions. Okay? I don't have a check coming every month, so I'm basing all of my income on different transactions of business. Okay? So it becomes a problem when you have a business like that because there's limits on PayPal, limits on Cash App, limits on Square, limits on Zelle. Everything has limits. If I'm doing a business transaction for $20,000 or $30,000, how do I do that transaction if my bank only let me send $2,500 a day, or the client only can send $2,500 a day? It's a huge problem. Basically, it's suffocating the ability for you to grow your business at your own, at your business's own flourishing. It stagnates business by all these different limits. So cryptocurrency frees you up to where you can send 100,000 with nobody knowing, right on the phone. Anybody that has any digital phone or computer, or anybody that has any kind of electronic gadget, basically, you can send cryptocurrency. In fact, you can even print out the codes. I didn't know this until I came into this industry. You can print out these codes, and you can actually mail a code to someone or hand them a piece of paper that they can actually retrieve back on the computer and retrieve the funds. Wow. So there's so many different ways you can transact, but the most important thing is you can transact without regulating, someone regulating how much you can send, limiting how much you can send, And it's just going to change the whole dynamics of business once the masses actually catch on to what this is really about. They don't really understand what this is about. They still think it's about, oh, buy and sell. I had a gentleman hit me up yesterday. He had a valid question. I actually know him. Shout out to Popeye from Compton. I know him very well. We grew up together. I know his sister well, Shelly Anderson. But he asked me a question, and it was a great question. It wasn't a dumb question. I don't believe in a dumb question. Anybody that asks a question, obviously, they need the answer. So the question was, is cryptocurrency like gambling? And I said, you know what? Stocks are like gambling. Any investment is a gamble, but the more information that you get on that particular stock, on that particular crypto, the more you lessen the gambling of it. So it's about information, okay? It's all about information. So the more information you acquire about any stock, about any commodity, any bond, any cryptocurrency, the more information that you accumulate, the more you lessen the gamble part of it. Does that make sense? So he's actually right. But again, my job and my assignment is to educate people, give people more access to information so they can lessen the gambling part and make more of a calculated decision based on the facts and information, whatever it is they're investing in. So that's pretty much what I'm doing. Like I said, I've been very successful in my life twice. I've had a lot of money in my life twice in my life. And right now, it's just not about me. It's not about me anymore. More so, I get more fulfillment out of helping others understand money, understand wealth, understand how to become entrepreneurs, understand how to not just make money, but understanding the whole premise of money. Because most of us don't respect money. Okay, so it's a whole different mindset. So that's what I'm into, helping to change the mindset. I coined a phrase a little while ago. I said that a rich person cannot save a poor person with money. A rich person can probably help a poor person with money. A rich person could probably alleviate some of the stress of a poor person with money. But a rich man could never save a poor man with just money. Because if the poor man doesn't change his mindset, then he's going to fall right back into the same situation after a while. Because if the mindset doesn't change, money is not going to change your life. It's not going to in perpetuate in the fullness of life in perpetuity. It's not going to change your life because there's so many people. I think it's like I want to say something like 70% of athletes within the 5 years after they stop playing, they're broke. Because these people come from normal, middle class, or probably lower class projects type of existence, and then all of a sudden they come into a lot of money, and they're wealthy and they're rich for a short time, but the mindset hasn't changed, so therefore they end up in the same situation because it's a whole shift of mindset, which is what the family capture sheet is about. That's our whole premise of what we really want to help teach is the mindset of money. Understanding the definition of money, understanding currency, understanding how this whole global economic is working because you're caught up in it whether you want to learn it or not. You're caught up in it. You see the gas prices going up. You see all the different prices of food going up. And in fact, food is not even added in inflation. How do they not add food in the calculation of inflation? It's not even added. They don't even use food in the equation to calculate inflation. Isn't that something? So you got to learn these different things. So inflation is actually higher than what they're saying because they don't add food into that equation. So again, you guys, this is all I wanted to talk about. I don't want to take too much of your time. I got some company that I need to entertain. And so right now I had to come out and reach out to you guys because 2023 is going to be a whole different ball game. Family Cash Machine about to come out with some really, really dynamic trainings for individuals that want to learn, like I said, about trust funds, about corporations who want to use our corporate trade lines because we do have trade lines for corporations. It's very hard to find that. We have 30,000, 50,000, 100,000, $250,000 trade lines that report to Experian. Wow, that's a game changer. So when you go to the bank and your corporation is showing that it already paid off $250,000, going to be pretty easy to get along. So this is the things that we're doing. We're helping people, give them that boost that they need to get into the kind of money they need to shift their whole life. But we're also giving them that mindset that they need that's going to perpetuate them to sustain it all. Okay? With that, I'm going to go ahead and sign out this EV Crypto. I see you guys. This is the Family Cash Machine. Follow the money. Peace.